In the days leading up to the season opener, Pete Carroll talked about the importance of keeping emotions in check and treating it as just another championship opportunity. That approach led to a 17-16 win over the Denver Broncos.
This opportunity to play on Monday night and all the hype and all the build-up and all that stuff was such a great challenge for our guys. And just all the natural things that you would think could happen, with how the storylines and all of that. And then nobody gave us a chance to win this football game. And it just shows you this was such a team win and such a smart well-played game by all the fellas out there, because we just kept hanging and we took advantage of the penalties.
Geno Smith made his first season opening start in 8 years and threw for 195 yards on 23 of 28 passing with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions.
I mean, Geno he's 17 for 18 in the first half. I mean, who does that? These guys just don't do that, But remember, he did it against Jacksonville. He had 12, 13 in a row or something like that. So Geno played tonight like he's been playing the whole time we've been practicing. That's what he's been looking like. He didn't look any different than what he's looked like in practice. And so that's why we had the belief in him, and that's why he was able to win the job and go out there on Monday Night Football and win a football game.
Honestly, I'm just trying to complete every pass. You call it pass play. You're trying to find a completion out there, and what they were doing was playing, top down and shell defense. So, I had to dump the ball off a couple times, which contributed to that. Weren't taking many shots. But anytime you can get a completion, it puts pressure on the defense to tackle. And so, it was good to start out that way, and, wish we would have continued it.
Seattle jumped out to the early lead and never trailed in this one, getting key contributions from the tight ends, including the first touchdown of Colby Parkinson's career.
Honestly, I kind of just saw the C's part, and that's not necessarily the read on that play, but I saw an opening, and Geno saw the same thing.
One of our matchups was our tight ends on their linebackers and safeties, and so, you never know who's going to make the play. That's the interesting thing about offensive football in the NFL. It could be a tight ends, running backs, receivers, and tonight the tight ends stepped up, but the receivers played great. Running backs were in the passing game as well. I think everyone contributed to this win, and, when you talk about our tight ends, man, I don't think there's a better group in the league.
Taking care of the ball is a key tenet for Pete Carroll, and Seattle wins the turnover battle thanks to key fumble recoveries, including one from center Austin Blythe.
It's something that we've talked a lot about as an offensive line in practice, is hustling after the ball, following the ball, because stuff like that happens. And it happened tonight, and I was in a good position. I know guys were right behind me as well, so just lucky to get on it.
Cornerback Michael Jackson made the first start of his NFL career and showed up in the box score with 2 fumble recoveries during an eventful third quarter. Twice, Russell Wilson drove the Broncos into the red zone, and twice they came up empty-handed.
We talk about it all the time. We have to get stops, have to just get the ball back to our offense, no matter if it's backed up or they on the 1-inch line. Just get a stop, get the ball back to the O.
The belief in our guys to keep hanging down there around the goal line. An incredible couple sequences down there, and some great group plays that made that happen. The line of scrimmage was big, and then the guy made the hit, and then the guy makes the recovery. Just fantastic stuff.
What we saw from the defense tonight was the fast, aggressive, swarming style of play that's been talked about throughout training camp.
With the guys we got in our defensive line room and the linebackers blitzing, we got some special guys that can get after the quarterback, and that's what we displayed tonight.
There was a few plays in there. We had to make great tackles and great hits. For every inch was counting down there. And Clint and his guys on the defensive staff, and I know they're so fired up to see those guys come through like that. They did a great job tonight.
Seahawks fans have seen Russell Wilson lead a number of fourth-quarter touchdowns, but tonight, the Seahawks defense stood tall.
Felt like, one of our walkthroughs at practice, me just watching Russ do that. And, for so long I watched Russ go down, even here, just go down and win those games. And, it was a surreal moment, seeing him on the other side up against our defense, going for one of his vintage, comeback wins. And we stood up tonight, and I was happy about that.
A team effort from everyone in the building, including the 12s.
Honestly, it was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool because, preseason you had a couple fans here, but now you get the full effect, and it was loud. I remember the first play, it was a call, and I couldn't hear it, and I'm like, what? I'm like, is this loud out here? But throughout the game, it went smoothly, but I appreciate the fans for real.
It was sensational, man. You hear about it all the time, but, to experience it for yourself is something different. And, that crowd went amazing today. They were great for us. They really helped us out there. We appreciate them so much.
They were definitely on a different level. I know people have been asking if we were trying extra hard because of Russ, and I don't think we were, but I think the fans were for sure. So they were extra loud tonight, and we definitely felt them.
Seattle wins 17-16, but they do suffer a loss on defense. Jamal Adams seriously injured his leg. We will have more details later in the week. Seattle, meanwhile, takes Tuesday off before getting back to work on a short week and preparing for the division rival 49ers.